I still can't believe it.
I know. I can't believe it either. They crucified him.
It was just last Sunday. We walked in. Everybody was so excited to see us.
1 week ago.
One
We
week,
hailed
just
him like
a
a
week.
king.
They put palm leaves down in front of him, and now he's. Oh, and did you hear what happened at the temple at the moment he died? That I had someone that was a friend of mine that was in there. He said the veil that stood in front of the Holy of Holies, it just ripped completely in two.
Peter, it ripped?
It ripped in two. That was what he said. He said it was just gone.
Oh, Mary, what are we going to do?
Who's going to lead us now?
I don't...
Well, I am the rock. As Peter, I am the rock. I will lead us forward.
What?
Is it safe?
That's what he said. He stood there and he said, Peter, you are the rock, and upon this rock I will build my church. I'm the one to lead us.
Oh, you're a pebble. You're not a rock.
What do you mean?
He did say that he would rise again.
Yeah, but
You know, crucifixion.
we saw it, Mary.
Well, he did raise Lazarus. Of
Yeah.
course, no one's here to raise him now.
But they put him in the tomb.
How does that happen? How can such a miracle actually happen? What does it take?
Yes. I don't know, but I do know that if we stick to what he taught us, if we remember the things that he shared with us, we'll be fine. We just have to stay focused on the mission that he gave us.
That's right. Focus on that message.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
we'll just go forward with his message, and clearly if we stay forward in faith, if we just focus on faith, the faith he taught us, we'll be okay.
Faith?
Yes, faith.
That wasn't his message, Peter. You missed the whole thing. It wasn't nothing to do with faith. It was love. He talked about love. Love is the answer.
How could you possibly think that his message had nothing to do with faith? Every time something happened,
You
he
boys,
would look
you're
at them and
endless debating. I need to go to the tomb. I have to be near the Lord.
every time something happened, John, he would say it was your faith that made you well.
He exemplified love. It was love in expression that everything is built upon. Faith has nothing to do with it.
How could you be so blind?
No,
it's clear it was faith.
Love.
It's love, is it?
It is love.
You think so?
Yeah, I do think so.
Ah, you're wrong.
No,
you're
that's
so
love.
wrong. You didn't pay attention to a word he said.
Oh, you didn't understand him at all.
Oh, I think I understood him
no, you
just
didn't.
fine. Now, you know what? Let's do this.
What?
Let's do this, John.
Okay.
How about I present my ideal? I'll present how he taught about faith, how he taught us that faith is the most important quality for us to move forward with. So I'll present my idea, and then I'll let you just sort of babble on for a while about love and how great it is and how wonderful we all should love each other. And then we'll decide who understood his teachings better and how we move forward.
So you're going to talk about faith?
Yes, I'll
Well, that
talk
won't
about
take long. No, I'm talking about love. I'll talk about his true message. Okay, I get to go first.
Oh, no. Hank, I'll go first.
No, I'm going first.
All right, I'll tell you what. Let's settle this the way we settle all of these sorts of arguments.
Okay, how's that?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
You ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Scissors.
Rock.
Of course you're rock. You're always rock. That's rock. Rock. That's all you think about is rock.
I'm surprised you haven't figured this out by now.
I just did. Little stone.
Yeah, if only you had more faith.
Okay, tell me about faith.
All right, you just stand over there.
I will stand right here and I won't say a word.
John, I know.
I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and you just tell us about faith.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, just go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, tell us about faith.
Can I start now?
Yeah, start now.
Okay.
Yeah, tell
because
us
I
about
know
faith.
we're hurting now, John. I know we're confused. We're sad. We don't know where to go next.
Because of love, right?
Oh, because we've lost our leader.
Yeah. Oh.
We've lost him.
What are we going to do?
But you know, I think that's the question, isn't it? What are we going to do? And I remember that time he was talking and he said that if we only had faith, if we just had faith, even as little as a mustard seed, then we would be able to move mountains. And John, we have mountains to move. But I'm not talking about this sort of faith that's up here. See, that's your problem, John. Your faith, it's always up here. You're looking around in the world to help it be proven to you.
How many mountains have you moved lately? One rock at a time, right?
Hey, it gets the job done.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what I'm talking about, our need to develop this faith. None of us has faith the way he showed us. None of us, me included.
Oh, that's true.
I'm glad we agree on something
that's true.
finally.
If you just put a little love, okay, go ahead. I'm not saying nothing.
You see, it's the faith that I have that you're going to just let me finish. That's what I'm working on here.
Cool.
Because, see, it's this faith that comes from inside us. It's the faith that comes from the heart. That's what we need to develop. You know, I remember that time that we were walking just outside of Capernaum. And those two blind men came up to us. And they walked right up to him. They walked right up to him and they said, "Son of David, have mercy on us." And what did he say? What did he do? He looked right at them and he said, "Do you believe I can do this?" And when they said yes, he said, "By your faith, you are healed."
And see, it was love. It was love that brought him to those two blind men.
By your faith, you are healed.
Love.
You can keep saying love all you want, but the words the master spoke were clear. And you know, for a very long time, I thought it was all about him. I thought it was their faith in him that made them see again, that it was their faith in his ability to do those things. But I'm rethinking this now, John.
Oh, good. It's about time you rethought these things.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think I'm wrong. See, he's gone now.
Right.
And so it's not about having faith in him.
Right, you got it.
It's about having faith in God.
You don't.
It's about having faith in the presence of God in that kingdom within that he taught us about. You know, I remember that time, and I know you were there. It was right after we fed all of those people on that hillside. And we were about to cross over to the Sea of Galilee, and then he said, "Well, you go on. I'm going to go up to the mountains and pray." He was always praying.
I know.
Always praying.
What was that about?
And so we went. And then that storm came up.
Right.
And the waves were rocking, and the boat was rocking, and then we saw him coming to us, and he looked right at me, and he said, "Come to me."
And what happened?
Well, I stepped out over the boat. And by the way, have you seen Matthew or Mark anywhere? Somebody's got to be writing this down.
This is good stuff.
This is really good stuff. Somebody needs to be writing this all down. I stepped out of the boat, and for a while I was okay, right? And then I sank.
Right.
I sank.
You sank.
I know I sank. I was there. I remember it.
Yeah.
But I know now why I sank. You see, at the time, he told me that it was because I didn't have enough faith. And I think I misunderstood him. Because I realize that I always have enough faith. There's nothing that can happen that can take the faith I already have away from me. But I'd misplaced it. I put my faith in the wrong thing. You see, I put my faith in the water. I was trusting in the water to lift me up. And where I should have put my faith in all along was in the presence of God. I should have trusted in God to support me, to lift me above the water, and I didn't, and I sank. You see, when we put our faith in these things in the world around us, we're always going to sink. But remember what he said. He said it wasn't him, but it was the Father within him that did these things. And so if we can begin to develop that faith in the Father within us, we'll be able to do all that he told us we were capable of and more. John, we've just got to have faith. You know, I don't know what you're going to do. I don't really care what you're going to do. I intend to spend my time developing my faith in the way that he taught me to do. And that's through prayer. John, I'm going to spend every day praying that I have faith to see how God is working in my life, that I have the faith to be directed by God. I'm going to pray that I know that everything is all right and that it is God's will that is done. And I know that if I do those things, then my faith is going to grow day by day. If we all do those things, then our faith will grow. This movement won't just die. There'll be nothing that can stop us. John, you just got to have faith.
Piffle.
piffle. You and your piffle.
It's all about the love, Peter. It's about love. Just, yeah.
Well, I keep hearing you say that, so enlighten me.
Okay. Now listen.
All right.
Yeah, listen. Don't be closed-minded like some people. They asked him, what is the greatest commandment? And he said, you love the Lord your God with all your mind, with all your heart, with all your soul. And you love your neighbor as yourself. Love being the greatest commandment. Faith had nothing to do with it. It wasn't there. It was love. And the oneness he spoke about. He always talked about oneness. He said, whatever you do to the least of these, you do to me. And there's the Samaritan woman. Remember the Samaritan woman?
Oh, I remember the Samaritan
woman. Oh, yeah. He actually talked to her. And you never talk to Samaritan women.
And imagine the faith it must take to talk to someone that you don't have.
Oh, it was love. It was all about love. And we walked with Jesus. Do you remember walking with Jesus?
Yes,
Do you remember the loving presence that he was when we walked with him? You know, to know him. To know him is to love of him. You know, love is a simple thing. And I know sometimes love hurts. Sometimes love hurts. But Peter, we've got to have love. We just got to have love. You know, love's the most splendid thing. And love makes the world go round. Of course, we know the world is flat.
But metaphorically speaking, of course, the world goes around.
It makes the world go round, yes. So it's all about the love. It's all about and the greatest thing of love, the greatest lesson he gave us was forgiveness. Forgiveness, he talked.
John, I'm going to let you finish. I am. I'm going to let you finish. But I just have to stop you right now and let you know that Jesus' teachings on faith are the greatest teachings that we have ever experienced in the history of mankind.
The greatest commandment is to love. Yes.
You go ahead.
Oh, you know, I am love. I represent love. I could just hit you right now.
Yeah, you're very loving,
yes.
Aren't you?
Yes. And he taught forgiveness. You know, he has that section in that prayer he gave us about forgiving debts and debtors and all those kinds of things. Remember that?
I do remember that. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. I
Okay.
remember you went to him. You went to him. And you said to him, okay, how often do I have to forgive somebody? 7 times? And didn't he say to you, no, Peter, 70 times 7. You have to forgive again and again and again and again until all that love just encapsulates every person. You keep forgiving until there is only love. And then there was the cross, the crucifixion. You weren't there.
No, I wasn't there.
Where were you? Oh, that's right. You were out denying him. Not once. Not twice, but 3 times you were out denying him. Where was your faith?
Did I not say this is about what we have to develop and grow into?
Well,
None of us is perfect.
You know, you've got a lot of growing to do.
We all do.
If you just had the love, in your heart, yeah. You know, this forgiveness. You know, it's like when we walked with him, didn't you just feel that very essence of him residing within you? That essence of peace and wholeness and abundance. It's like it was just a part of you. That essence of love, that unconditional love that he shared. It's like it just moves through us and goes out from us. And, oh, Peter, move off of this faith thing. Okay, I'm ready. I was just thinking, Peter, it's the forgiving love of Christ that sets us free. That's his message. The forgiving love of Christ sets me free. If someone in the future would go to that place where they do their cooking, and if they would make a rectangular box and keep cold stuff in it, they could put this statement right on that box. The forgiving love of Christ sets me
Like they could
free.
have something that would stick it to the box
Stick
with?
it to the box, yeah.
That's a great idea.
I think so. And so, Peter, I am moving into this awareness of unconditional love. And so you weren't at the cross. You denied him 3 times. But you know what, Peter? I forgive you. And I'll never let you forget it.
Yeah.
It's love. It's love.
I
It's
have
love in this
no
gift.
doubt you'll never let me forget. You know what? We're just going to walk around loving everybody
That's
all
right.
the time.
We just
That's what we're
love.
going to
So
do.
faith
We're not
has
going to let
nothing-
our
no,
faith
faith has
guide us
nothing-
at all.
it
I
has
mean,
nothing-
honestly, what is the matter with you? If we don't let
love,
faith
love,
guide us,
love.
then we're...
Peter, you aren't going to believe what just happened. Well, actually, you might believe it, but I went to
He
the
won't
tomb.
believe it.
I went to the tomb to anoint his body with
Right,
spices.
right.
And there was this light, this amazing light from the sky, and all of a sudden, from that light, an angel descended from heaven, right there in front of me. And he was wearing snowy white gowns, and it was absolutely magnificent, and not just a little bit scary, too. And then he rolled away the stone. He actually rolled away the stone.
That big stone?
A huge stone. And he sat right on top of it. And he looked down at me and he said, "Do not be afraid. I know you've come seeking Jesus who was crucified, but he's not here. He's risen."
He's risen?
Yes, and he told me to come find you, all of you, all the disciples, and to tell you that he has gone on to Galilee, and that's where we'll see him. He did it. He's risen.
I can't imagine the faith that it must have taken in God to
It was
allow
that
something
love
like
that
this.
rose him.
What do you mean it was
The
love?
angel
How
was
could it have
dressed in-
possibly been love?
The
It was
angel was
faith
dressed
in
in
God.
white. It
He
was
said it was
love.
through
It was-
faith that these
no,
things
it was
have happened. He
love.
said
All
that
right,
God.
boys, enough. You're both wrong. And you're both right. Yes, John, it does. It takes enormous love to see a miracle like this one. And everyone knows you can't have a miracle without the deepest faith. But Jesus wasn't about either or. Jesus was about wholeness, about the divine unity of love and faith together in order to
Together?
see together. John,
Yeah.
let's just for a moment imagine, all right, that
Okay.
this pitcher of water,
Right.
cloudy Jerusalem water, is filled with divine love. And yours is filled with the deepest faith. Now, Jesus said, you need love and you need faith to see a miracle in this world. And he also said that we could do such great deeds as his, greater ones even.
Really?
We just follow his teachings. So shall we give it a try?
What? What are we going to do?
We're going to make a miracle. Love and faith.
Love and faith. Let's go to the tomb. Mary, take us to the tomb.